Welcome back, dear viewers. You're still watching The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. It's now time for a second topic of discussion for today. And as we noted in our introduction, we're going to be talking about and shedding the light on the new variants of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Delta variant that has begun to spread. And we're going to be talking about means to battle and curb the spread of COVID-19 in Egypt. And to shed more light on this topic, we're most delighted to be joined over the phone by Dr. Iman Marzouk, a professor of virology. A very good morning, Dr. Iman, and thank you so much for joining us on The Breakfast Show.
Good morning, and thanks for the invitation.
Doctor, the pleasure is all ours. First of all, if you can shed the light on the variants that has appeared lately, and of course it's related to the COVID-19. If you can tell us more about that.
Okay, as we know, all viruses, including the SARS coronavirus type 2, can mutate over the time, and these mutations can affect the virus in different ways. Some of these mutations have little or no effect on the properties and the characteristic features of the virus, but certain mutations can impact the properties of the virus and influence how easily it spreads. Also, it can affect the severity of the disease it causes, and sometimes affect its resistance to vaccine. So we can recognize these mutations by using whole genome sequencing, laboratory studies, and epidemiological investigation. And by the applying of phylogenetic technology, we can compare all of these strains with the wild classic old one. So in that way, we have two groups of variant strains now. Four of them are classified as variants of concern, and five others classified as variants of interest. The four variant strains, Alpha, that's already found in United Kingdom, and Beta strains that found in South Africa, and Gamma strains from Brazil, and Delta variant strains that related to the variant Indian strains, and it's highly transmissible, and it can spread among people very fast and very rapid. There are also five variant strains called variants of interest, including Mu, the newest one that's detected in Colombia, and after that found in other South American countries and in Europe also. These five strains must be monitored and be under focus. So we must take care about all mutations and all modification of the virus nowadays.
Doctor, is there a reason behind that this variant is highly contagious and very fast in transmitting, as you have kindly noted?
Yes, sir. Some of these variant strains is highly transmissible, like Delta variant strain. It can spread very rapidly among people by percent range from 50 to 70%. So it can induce a lot of cases, and it will affect the hospitalization system and the health organization. So if we didn't take care about this option or this severity of the new variant strain, Delta variant strain, it will affect many or a lot of people and lead to high number of hospitalization. And after that, it will be very critical situation.
Doctor, the government, and of course led by the Ministry of Health and Population, has led a huge and a widespread campaign for the rollout of vaccines and encouraging people to be inoculated or vaccinated. To what extent do you believe that the vaccines will curb the spread of the COVID-19 new variants?
Okay, it's a very good point because we must know that vaccination doesn't provide full protection against COVID-19, but it can significantly reduce the chance of contracting it and protect from serious illness and avoid hospitalization. Should the effectiveness of the different types of vaccines now decrease with the variant strains, and some studies reported that, for example, in case of vaccines depending on mRNA technology, it reduced or decreased from 91% with the wild or classic strains into 82%, but it's still effective. In case of the British one, the efficacy of the Oxford, for example, decreased from 74% till 31% with the variant strain. But it can provide partial immunity till now. So we can say that till now the vaccines can reduce the hospitalization numbers and the deaths, and also it can save lives. In case of vaccination, also it can help in stoppage of the induction of new variant strains running in the circulation, and it will be very helpful if all of us vaccinated and a high number of people get vaccines as soon as and quickly as possible. It can stop the spreading of the virus, and also it leads to slower transmission of the virus and fewer opportunities for it to mutate.
Dr. Iman,
also vaccines can be...
Yes, sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
Okay, vaccines also can be updated easily to be more effective. So there is no problem. If we have any vaccines available now, any type of vaccination, we must take it now because we are now in September. So the cold weather will come soon, and and high number of cases will be infected with the variant strains or new strains from coronavirus. So if we take the vaccination now, we can provide ourselves by partial immunity and save our life and our families also.
Dr. Iman, to what extent it's important to still have the preventative measures in place, physical distancing, wearing face masks, and also hand washing and using detergents or continuously washing hands? To what extent are these preventative measures important?
Yeah, it's very important because if we apply these hygienic measurements, it will slow the process of viral spreading. So it can stop the induction of new variant strains gradually and also protect ourselves. If we must, even vaccinated and unvaccinated people, we must wear masks and also continuously washing our hands and avoid touching our nose, eyes, and mouth, because in that way, if our hands pick up any infection from the contaminated surface, it can be spread to ourselves, and it can be considered as self-inoculation of the virus and other germs also. So the hygienic measurements are very important to protect ourselves from the infection. Also, we must focus on the traditional local markets and the public transportation. If we try to rearrange these methods and places which the people are crowded there, it will be very helpful in the stopping of the viral spreading. Also, the organization, if each organization provides the workers with hygienic measurements and hand sanitizer, some masks, it will help in a stoppage of spreading of the virus, and we will protect our community from these infections.
Dr. Iman Marzouk, Professor of Virology, we really appreciate your insight, and thank you so much for joining us on The Breakfast Show. And dear viewers, by this, we wrap up today's episode of The Breakfast Show. Just a quick recap of what we discussed. We talked about time management and the importance of time management, and also we have shed the light on the COVID-19 new variants, the Delta variant, and means to battle and curb the spread of this deadly virus. Dear viewers, you're in the company of myself and my dear colleague Dina Hussein. Until we meet again, this goodbye.